Good morning.
Morning.
Welcome back to Channing Unitarian Universalist Church. Glad you joined us today for our water communion, where we all come back from our separate summer journeys to gather again as a community. We're glad that you joined us. Whoever you are, whatever your theological, spiritual, political, sexual, or racial orientation or gender identity, you are welcome to worship here and become a part of this community. Do we have any announcements this morning? Yes, Lauren.
Me first. From the assistant treasurer announcements, I have two. Okay. I have two assistant treasurer announcements. One is if you like to give your pledge in the offering roll, that's great, that's fine. If you're giving cash, please make sure you put it in an envelope or somehow otherwise put your name on it. If we don't know that it came from you, then it ends up just being counted as our donations, which is fine, but if you want it to be attributed to the pledge, make sure you sign it somewhere. And then, second announcement, I'll be giving quarterly statements of how much you've donated so far every quarter, and the first one will be coming in October. Oh, no, I had a third announcement. And if you remember, we weren't in church all summer, but the church still operated, and the fiscal year starts July 1st. So if you did pledge a weekly amount and you're able to give little bumps to catch up to what you might have given over the summer, that would be appreciated.
Are there any other announcements? Aaron?
I have a couple. First off, in a couple of weeks, we'll have our monthly birthday celebration. We're starting a new tradition this year. So during coffee hour, some of you will volunteer to bring cake or something live. And we'll, if your birthday is September, make sure to come in a couple of weeks and we'll celebrate. Or if it was over the summer, we'd like to celebrate. Nothing big, just cake. And our second announcement is very exciting. We have a fundraiser starting today for a plant sale, and it's online through Brewery Winners. So if you want to check out our Facebook page or you see me after service, we can give you the link and you can support us through the plant sale fundraiser.
I want to call everyone's attention to something new we're doing with the OOS this year. So you'll notice that the OOS itself is much simpler. It's telling you what's happening and who's doing it. But then we have an insert, which is kind of, well, it's a give everyone who needs it the readings. And so this week, the lighting of the chalice is, and the extinguishing are unique for this service. Affirmation, same as always. Dedication and gifts, you can find the words there for spirit and truth. We also will include upcoming services in the insert, so you have an idea of what's coming up, as well as events. So just to, if you feel like you're getting lost in the OOS, just know this insert comes out, and the order of service is these two pages right here. The insert is purely optional. You can take it with you. It's sort of like a mini newsletter too. Any other announcements? Okay.
I don't have a lot for that.
All right. Part of putting the events in the OOS is so that I don't have to come up here and waste 10 minutes of everybody's time. But I did want to say that over the summer, we received confirmation that we had our welcoming congregation status renewed. So it is up to date. So thank you to everybody that helped put together all the pieces to make that happen. The second announcement is just some like housekeeping things. As you all know, we now have a new treasurer, June. So a big thank you to June for taking over that position. And also, Mike Helby is going to co-chair the Prudential Committee with me this year. And then next year, we'll see what happens. So thank you to everybody. And Mike is also a new member of the Prudential Committee. So thank you, Mike, for helping out.
And then one last announcement. I just want to call your attention to the first event upcoming in September, because it is this Saturday. The Open Road Coffee House returns with our friends Sweet Wednesday. And it's going to be Dave, one half of the duo's birthday. So it'll be nice if you showed the first birthday. And with that, I will turn it over to our affiliate minister, our best friend, Reverend Dr. Judith.
Good morning. And I cannot begin to tell you how happy I am to be back. I really have been looking forward to this. I'm going to ask us all to do the opening words this morning. Would you grab your hymnals, stay in your seat, and return to 444. We'll wait until we have some new folks coming in the door and you get seated in your seat. Gives you lots of time to find It's okay, take your time. You're welcome. We have something special for the kids. You sit next to Daddy. I just think you should all, I'm Reverend Judy for the newcomers. I think you need to know, fair warning, we are going to put you all to work this year, starting with right now, with all of you helping with the opening words, and then children and young and heart, we are creating, as you little people, a children's rhythm choir. And on the Sundays that I am preaching, maybe others, and we're starting it today, so it might be a little ragged because nobody's had time to practice, but we'll talk you through it, and the children will have a rhythm choir to accompany our opening hymn, which means back to work, you folks, you've got to be heard. You know, we want to hear them. Sing out, even if it's off key, just make a joyful noise. So 144. I'll read the big printed. Would you please respond? 444. Thank you. 444. Would you please read the italics? This house is for the ingathering of nature and human nature.
It is a house of friendships, a haven in trouble, an open room for the encouragement of our struggle.
Did you read those words? I'm going to read them back to you. Listen to them. This is why your church right here is so important. It is a house of friendships, plural. It is a haven in trouble, an open room for the encouragement of our struggle. It is a house of freedom, guarding the dignity and worth of every person.
It offers a platform for the free voice, for declaring, both in times of security and danger, the full and undivided conflict of opinion.
We can agree to disagree here and not get literally shocked. It is a house of truth-seeking, where scientists can encourage devotion to their quest, where mystics can abide in a community of searchers.
It is a house of art, adorning its celebrations with melodies and handiworks.
It is a house of prophecy, outrunning times past and times present, in visions of growth and progress.
This house is a cradle for our dreams, the workshop of our common endeavor.
And I think those words are very, very powerful. I can't go any further this morning without acknowledging yet another tragedy in our greater community. And I don't know what to say other than damn it. It's happened again. But we can vote, and voting makes a difference. We can be heard. Being heard makes a difference. Speaking up makes a difference. Praying also helps. But service is our prayer, is in our covenant. Service is our prayer. Let us be in service to our values. Our value, this is where we preach values, not God. Now, affirmation.
Lighting the chapel.
Lighting the chapel. I gotta carry away.
Please stand if you're willing and able. And this is a unique creating this
As many drops, each winding our own path down life's surfaces and ruts. Here we pool together as a single body, flowing together for a time. Together we are a stream, at times even a river. For with our shared force, we can travel toward oceans of meaning and seas of connection. Love is the doctrine of the church. The quest for truth is sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other and with God.
And please remain standing for our opening hymn, which is number 361, Enter, Rejoice, Enter In. And I would love to have the children come up and sit in this first row over here. And if you feel more comfortable with a parent coming with you, a parent should come right along. Everybody will get a rhythm instrument. Mike will pass them out, and then you'll sit right in that. Go and sit right in that pile. Right? Yeah, all help needed. Little crowd control here. Oh, we went all the way down, sweetie. We have lots of, look at this. So you just, nice job. Go and sit. Go get one for Mike. Go help him sit in the chair. Now, this is what we're gonna do. Y'all have some, keep them quiet for now. Oh, let them go to sleep for now. Shh. Hold up here. Keep them very quiet for now. Because Rick is gonna start the beat, and then I'll tell you when to pick up the beat. And then Maddie will play an introduction, and you all sing very loudly. Okay? Make a noise. And I choose a really good, it's right there, to my story, rather than just. Can you all hear me? Here's my story basket. You hear better if you sit there. Oh, you sit there, you see better. Here's my story basket. I always have something in my story basket that helps me tell my story. Who can see? Can you see what's in the story basket? It's a picture of a what? You see it? What is it? A really ratty looking bicycle. I mean, when I went looking for this picture, I typed into Google, beat up bicycle. Do you think you could ride this bicycle? All rusty. It had some love once upon a time, but boy, it's a sad looking bike. Hold that thought. Who knows what a canal is? What's a canal? You don't know. Okay, you don't know. Who knows what a canal is? Adults can say it too. Adults can help with this. It's a man-made, human-made waterway, like a street. So the city of Venice was built out of the ocean, so all of the streets are waterways. And there's another city that has lots and lots of canals through the center of the city. Do you know what that might be?
Amsterdam.
Can I hear it?
Amsterdam.
Yes, remember the children's song, Amsterdam, shh, shh, shh. Another song, we'll sing that sometime. Anyway, in Amsterdam, they have a lot of canals. And people take boats up and down the canals. And they do something that's really sad with those canals, because the canals are full of beautiful, lovely water. But every year, they send a boat around. I'll hold this up close. They send a boat around with a big, see the big grabber thing? The big grabber thing goes down into the water and it pulls out, what's this a pile of? Bicycles. See the bicycles? It pulls bicycles out of the canal. What do you think bicycles are doing in a canal? If you have a bike that you don't use anymore, do you go and throw it in the river? Exactly, sweetheart. That is the rightest answer in the world. If you have a bike that you can't use anymore, you find somebody to give it to. God, I love you. That is so wonderful. Well, I think it's really sad that people throw things into canals and into rivers. What are rivers? In the sea too, absolutely. What is the sea and rivers and canals full of? We just talked about it. Water. And our service today is all about water and how important it is to every part of our lives. How important water is for our whole lives and how we can take care of it a lot better than we do. By the way, I'm just going to toss a little hint up. If you really want to know how to conserve water, your expert is right there, Danny. Danny Howland is an expert on conserving and reusing water. I hope you don't mind me outing you on that one, but you have more ways of conserving, reusing, and protecting water than anybody I know. So thank you for sharing some of those with me. We are going to go on with the rest of our service now, and I want you to think about water and just be thankful for clean water. And remember, if you have something to throw away, put it in a trash barrel. Or if you don't use it anymore, give it to somebody else. Let's keep our water clean. Yes, love.
The trash cans have trash cans and don't get it on.
Can you translate that? Use a trash bin. Can we say use a trash bin for your trash? Does that? Yeah. But we have to, you go back and sit with your parents now so we can get on this hard service. Okay? Thank you. And thank you for helping with the choir. when we come together with our joys and concerns, we bring to our beloved community those events and mile markers in our lives that give us joy or give us concern. A joy shared is doubled. A concern shared is half as heavy. So if I would like you to stand up with your joy and concern and really yell it like you're talking to me outside this building, because we want to be heard. So who has a joy and concern?
We have a new church member.
I see a child dedication in our future. Welcome.
On that same topic, my brother and sister-in-law are due any week now.
Mine are not joyful, some concerns. A friend of mine lost her mother this week, so memory of Amanda. And for my dad, Tom, who's continuing to recover from a massive experimental back procedure over the summer.
I enjoy that church is back.
Yeah.
I miss you guys.
Miss you too, Greg.
A joy that Jack auditioned for his first company theater production, The Descendants, and he has a starring role as crowd member 2. So he's very excited about that. And what? Yeah. Hey, it's a name. It's more than an ensemble. And a concern for a family member who's dealing with a drug addiction.
What joy and concern is Speak up, honey. Oh, college started up.
I love the beginning of the semester because it's always, this is the one that's gonna, everything's gonna go right. I'm gonna use the notebooks, everything right this time. I'm not gonna embarrass my reading.
It's gonna be so good, right? Do it.
Debbie?
I have two, one for my son-in-law, that was in Texas, his birthday is today. And then the second one is a candle for my husband, Peter.
Judy?
Can I like one for new choices on your horizon? November.
Maybe if you read the,
Okay. For new choices in November. Yes.
Hi, I have a joy that we are here today and get to meet I'm Vicky, and I'm nephew for my husband Scott, and this is Kenzie, David, and
Welcome.
you are so welcome.
Or service here.
I'm going to work at for 48 years just closed. Corporate free. I must.
Concern for closing a hospital.
Would you like one for the broken hearts and broken families in Georgia?
Yes.
And a silent candle. We light a silent candle for the joys and concerns that we hold in our hearts. Let us observe a time of quiet contemplation together, quiet prayer, quiet thought, however you hold the silence. Let us hold these joys and concerns in that silence. Let us be mindfully silent together. From the words of Olivia Brown, we can never make this world safe by fighting. Every nation must learn that the people of all nations are children of God and must share the wealth of the world. You may say this is impractical, far away, can never be accomplished, but it is the work we are appointed to do. Sometime, somehow, somewhere, we must ever teach this great lesson. Every nation must learn the people of all nations are the children of God, and we all must share the wealth of the world. May it be so. And now may we join together, remain seated please, in singing hymn 123, Spirit of Life. When you give to the work, to sustain the work of this church, you give to sustain what we value. We value service, we value love, we value each other.
replacing the words found in the insert.
Some selections from the UN study of emissions on water. 884 million people in the world do not have access to safe drinking water. 2.6 billion people lack access to basic sanitation. That translates to 40% of the world's population. On July 28, 2010, the United Nations General Assembly declared safe and clean drinking water and sanitation a human right essential to the full enjoyment of life and all other human rights. It means that access to safe water and basic sanitation is a legal entitlement rather than a commodity or service provided on a charitable basis. In November 2002, the UN Committee on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights adopted its General Comment number 15 on the right of water, stating that the human right to water entitles everyone to sufficient, safe, acceptable, physically accessible, and affordable water for personal and domestic uses. Universal access to sanitation is not only fundamental for human dignity and privacy, but is one of the principal mechanisms for protecting the quality of water resources. Furthermore, in April 2011, the Human Rights Council stated that access to safe drinking water and sanitation is a human right. A right to life and human dignity created the Human Right to Water and Sanitation #2 UN Water Decade Program on advocacy, communication, and water supply and sanitation collaborative council. Most of the people categorized as lacking access to clean water use about 5 liters a day, 1/10 of the average daily amount used in rich countries to flush toilets. Most people need at least 2 liters of safe water per capita per day for food preparation. The basic requirement of drinking water for a lactating woman engaged in even moderate physical activity is 7.5 liters a day. The water required for personal or domestic use must be safe, therefore free from microorganisms, chemical substances, and radiological hazards that constitute a threat to health. Measures of drinking water safety are usually defined by national and or local standards. The WHO's guidelines for drinking water quality provide a basis for the development of national standards that, if properly implemented, will ensure the safety of drinking water. Everyone is entitled to safe and adequate sanitation. Facilities must be situated where physical security can be safeguarded. Ensuring safe sanitation also requires substantial hygiene education and promotion. This means toilets must be available for use at all times of the day or night and must be hygienic. Wastewater and excreta safely disposed, and toilets constructed to prevent collapse. Services must ensure privacy, and water points should be positioned to enable use of personal hygiene, including menstrual hygiene. At any one time, close to half of all people in developing countries are suffering from health problems caused by poor water and sanitation. Together, unclean water and poor sanitation are the world's second biggest killer of children. It has been calculated that 443 million school days and work days are lost each year to water-related illness. Access to clean water is a human right, but it is not a given.
Powerful words. Very powerful words. Looking up this morning, as I usually do, I did a head count. We have 35 to 38 people here, because the little ones run around and I can't see them. That is amazing. When I first started here, we were lucky if we got 12. Remember that? So thank you so much for coming. Thank you for making this a growing community. I've said this before, I'm a broken record. I don't mind being a broken record. When I get together with other clergy, I brag. I am obnoxious. I brag about how much we do here, how you welcome new people here, and how we are growing. My colleagues are really envious. And I go, But, I'm here once a month. It's what you're doing. It's what you're doing. Look at you. My sermon will be a little different. And by the way, you moms and dads with kids here, kids make a joyful noise. If you're squeaking and sparkling and burbling back there, it's perfectly all right. This is where they belong. I will shout over them and you will hear over them. It's so important to have our children with us. Safe. Safe. I went around collecting statements on water, and I was going to write a sermon about them, and I thought, Judy, you're playing God. These are so beautifully said by the individuals. They're really food for thought. So I've got couple of sayings, not all that many because there's kids here and I am realistic. But I want you to think on these things. Words from Lao Tzu. Nothing is softer or more flexible than water, yet nothing can resist it. I'm going to read each one twice. Nothing is softer or more flexible than water, yet nothing can resist it. As many raindrops join to form a great river of water, many souls join their highest intent to form the river of evolved consciousness. That's you. That's all of you. Leonardo da Vinci. Water is the driving force of all nature. Heraclitus. This goes way back. Greeks. No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and he is not the same man. I'm going to read that one again. I get to choose. No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and he is not the same man. W.H. Auden. Water is the soul of the earth. Lucy Larkin. A drop of water, if it could write out its own history, would explain the universe to us. The poet William Blake talks about eternity in the grain of sand. A drop of water, if it could write out its own history, would explain the universe to us. We never know the worth of water till the well is dry, from Thomas More. John O'Donoghue, Catholic theologian and philosopher. I would love to live like a river flows, carried by the surprise of its own unfolding. I'll give you that one again. I would love to live like a river flows, carried by the surprise of its own unfolding. John Donahue. Read his works, they're really good. The cure for anything is salt water, sweat, tears, or the sea. Isaac Dinesen. Water is the lifeblood of our bodies, our economy, our nation, and our well-being. Stephen Johnson. Jean-Michel Cousteau, Jacques Cousteau's son. Clean water is the essence of life and a birthright for everyone. It must become available to all people now. From John Thorson. Water links us to our neighborhood in a way more profound and complex than any other. I love this by Rabindranath Tagore. You can't cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water. I'll say it again. That's another motto of this church, you know. Service is our prayer. You can't cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water. Jacques Cousteau. We forget that the water cycle and the life cycle are one. Yes, a little toning down the stone. That's what we're doing. Individually, we are one drop. Together, we are an ocean. By Satoru. And by Masaru Emoto. To understand water is to understand the cosmos, the marvels of nature, and life itself. I'll read that one again. To understand water is to understand the cosmos, the marvels of nature, and life itself. May it be so. And now, who are my helpers for the water communion? You know who you are. If you have to pick yourselves up, the person who's sitting up front. If you haven't done this before, especially our newcomers, we have water here for you. It's a tradition that many Unitarian Universalist churches have picked up. Over the summer, we bring water from someplace we have been and tell us a little tiny bit about it. And we pour it into a common container. If we didn't bring water or we didn't go anywhere, some of us, yours truly, bring, this is water from Martha's Vineyard, courtesy of my bishop saying, symbolic from Martha's Vineyard, where I got to go this summer. And we have water up here for you. Just take a little bit and pour it in and say either someplace you've been, something meaningful that involved water this summer, or just that you're glad to be here. And we will welcome you. So I will start. This is symbolic. I got to go to Martha's Vineyard and stay there for a couple of days this summer. Stayed with my son. And I got to see a lot of people in the church I used to serve in. Very, very, very affirming for me. Okay, who else has water? Turn around and say it to people.
Other than your body, the also fluid that you described as a highly specialized seawater this year. This is symbolic of water from our Alaska cruise this summer with my family plus my mom.
Water from our fish tank.
Oh, wonderful.
5. Yeah.
It's water from all of our beach vacations this summer. A lot of time on the ocean and the ponds.
we go on our first canoe ride as a family. Camping, up in Berkshires. We went to Taylor, girls.
Yeah, when you brush your teeth, wet your toothbrush, brush your teeth, turn the water off. Don't let it just run. Water from home sweet home.
We also have water here from Home Sweet Home in Rockland. Fun facts are some of the floors in the water in our bedroom here in town.
Same source. Same water.
Also, water from
And if you don't want to come up and walk up, you can stand up and pour some water for you and say symbolic words.
Yes, this is bottled water from another cruise. My family took a cruise, cruise through Europe this summer.
Others? Oh, please.
Sorry, everyone, this is actually frog pond water.
Please. The world in a grain of sand. Lots of little things in there. We got critters in there.
And frogs.
I like your.
Our camping trip. And used to stay. Buffet. Our a little getaway at Buffet. Beaches and my swimming pool.
This is water from our pool in our backyard. So it's not and it also represents New Hampshire, where we spent time at Halton Bay up in also a little bit of the rain that we had at our church camping. Didn't see ever anything, so had a fire and everything was good.
Would anyone like us to pour water for you? Well, then let us bless water. And you have in the supplement in your worship a blessing for water. Would you please stand for this? This water symbolizes all of us, whether you literally put some in there, spiritually put some in there. This coming together, waters from different places, microbes from different places, little tiny monsters probably in there now. I'd love to get at that with a microscope, see what's in there. Who's good? So what do we do with this water? Do we want to burn it, or save it for dedication?
Purified and
Did you all hear that?
It is added to all previous.
Can you add it to the revised? Okay, let us think about the water you brought with you, the waters that surround us, the water I talked about with the kids this morning, the water that should be everybody's right but isn't. Let us bless this water. We have gathered together this morning tenderly, like drops of dew on the green grass.
locally, like gathered raindrops in the cloud, gleefully, like water rushing in streams to sea, deeply, like groundwater pulled out from a well. We are coming another year of companionship and hope, another year of learning to love this hope. May gather joins us across all creation. Water that connects us within and without, merging and flowing across the entire world. And together, all of this in our hearts and minds, we bless this water, this living symbol of us all. May it be so. Thank you. And would you open your hymn books, please, to hymn number 138. Please, thanks, Shelby. Please be seated. Go out into the highways and the byways. Give the people something of your new mission. You may possess a small light, but uncover it and let it shine. Use it in order to bring more light of understanding to the hearts and minds of men and women. Give them not hell, but hope and courage. Preach the kindness and everlasting love of God. And these are the words of John Murray, one of our earliest American Universalist ministers. May it be so. Please pray. What she said was, please stand as you are willing and able. We will read the extinguishing of the chalice. Like drops from this flowing back to our sanctuary, As water rises to the flame, we extinguish our showers, stronger together, capable of reshaping the earth and renewing the life of our community.
Please be seated with those.